Today's episode is brought to you by SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor, and the best app for buying and selling tickets for sports and music. Their newest feature is SeatGeek Marketplace. It's an easy way to sell tickets without getting hijacked by ridiculous after-the-sale costs. Go to SeatGeek.com/BS to learn how to buy and sell tickets on SeatGeek, and don't forget to download the free SeatGeek app, enter promo code BS, and SeatGeek will send you $20 once you've made your first purchase. Today's episode is also brought to you by Simply Safe, the best way to protect your home without writing huge checks or signing long-term contracts with no way out. Why wouldn't you want a home security system that gives you 24/7 protection for just $14.99 per month? That's less than half what most companies charge. Visit simplysafebill.com and get an exclusive offer for 10% off. Finally, a home security system you can trust. Again, simplysafebill.com. And check out the Channel 33 podcast that we just launched on the BS Podcast Network, featuring old friends Chris Ryan, Andy Greenwald, Juliet Littman, and even some cameos from yours truly. Last week, Chris Ryan and I did a podcast breaking down Spotlight versus All the President's Men. And today, Monday, Andy Greenwald interviews Trevor Noah, the new Daily Show host on Channel 33. You can subscribe to that podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. It is also presented by SeatGeek. And we're off.
Yeah. Clear enough for you?
Cousin Sal in the house.
Yeah.
You love when we do podcasts after a Patriots loss. It's your favorite thing.
I thought I wouldn't see one like Howie's Comet for another 73 years after last week, but back to back for you, huh?
And a home loss. I think that's like the 5th time Brady has lost at home since 2007.
Yeah.
Something like that. And one of the losses was last year against Buffalo in Week 17.
Right, didn't matter.
I'm still not okay with the Denver loss. I feel like that game was stolen from us. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia deserved the win yesterday.
They did?
Yeah.
But what about when Roger Goodell shot that duck that Brady threw in the end zone that was picked off, or when he forced the offensive line on the punt team to wear cement shoes?
They scored 35 straight points.
Yeah.
They had 3 return touchdowns. We did a drop kick on a kickoff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
We're up 14-0.
Forgot about that.
I mean, it's more insulting than anything. Why do you want to antagonize the other team?
Yeah. It's like
That's the kind of thing you do if you just feel like you're going to win 50-0.
Right.
You drop kick on a kickoff. What the hell?
Like when Flutie would drop kick the extra point. Yeah, it's just the arrogance you didn't.
Belichick's had a really bad game and a half. I didn't like how he coached.
2 14-point leads blown.
How about the second onside kick? You're at a piano recital. You couldn't see the end of the game.
No, I was watching on my sling blocks. I promise you. I wish I could enjoy this more, but I had the Patriots money line tied to every single thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun. It's awful.
I tried to warn you on Monday's podcast.
I know.
I repeatedly told you the line was 5 points too high and that I was worried and that we have no skill guys. Like, Brandon LaFell is not a number 1 receiver. Scott Chandler's not a number 1 tight end.
Brandon LaFell, what's the over-under on cut players or personnel for the Patriots this week? Like, if Brandon LaFell were any other situation, he'd be gone, right? But just they're hurting so bad.
Yeah, he was atrocious in that game. You forget the last 2 Super Bowl drives in Seattle against Seattle. He was on the field for most of those plays. Made a couple short catches, but one was a big one on the final drive.
Yeah,
it's not like he's incompetent,
right?
But. Well, He's
definitely not the worst player that Brady makes look good, you know?
No.
Brady makes these guys look good all the time, and he's capable.
I didn't like the second onside kick.
Yeah, so there were 3 minutes.
35-28, like 3 minutes, 10 seconds left. We have 2 timeouts in the 2 minute.
Right.
I just don't like it. I think the onside kick is like a 20% chance. If they get it, either they win the game or we're backed up.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Giants-Jets call? Because that was a big deal. I woke up at like 6 o'clock today. I had SportsCenter on a loop. It was just they're manufacturing these conversations, and the Coughlin thing was one of them. I totally thought they should have gone for a 4th and 2 in the 10 up 10. Why not? You're going for the kill.
Almost always for being aggressive in that situation. You go up more than 2 touchdowns, and 13 is still a lot of points to score or 10 is still a lot of points to score from your own 2-yard line. And not like the Jets were lighting it on fire offensively. But I watched with a couple of Giant fans yesterday, and they were besides themselves. People pretend that Jets-Giants rivalry is nothing, but it hurt a little extra. And they're like, screw you, Coughlin, go. Just wheel him off to the convalescent home. Right. They're really just writing him off.
I think they do that after every game.
Do they really?
Yeah, I think he lives in a convalescent home now.
Oh, maybe he should just stay on the sidelines.
I don't think people realize that. I was fine with it because if you don't get it, they're on the 5-yard line or whatever. Mm-hmm. The play that can happen is the interception.
Right, that's bad.
We get a little whatever, but I was fine with it. Mm-hmm. And I thought they played better, and I never thought they weren't going to win the game. I had it on that TV over there, and I was kind of monitoring it, but all of a sudden it got moving.
They've had some bad losses, the Giants. I feel like a lot of fan bases have been destroyed more than usual this year. Even your Patriots for the last 2-3 weeks, but Giants, obviously Cleveland and Detroit, but the Giants that Dallas loss on the first Sunday night game was atrocious, 27-26, 24-20 to Atlanta. They blew the ending there. 52-49 to New Orleans.
Pats game.
Obviously the Pats game, 27-26. Washington, the little comeback there. And then yesterday, this team could have 9 or 10 wins.
They're the best team in the league. Do you want me to read the Hench emails now or no?
Our friend Kevin Hench, crazy Patriots fan. I had to leave him halfway through the game. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's okay. Here's one of them. Even watching a middling receiver like Jarrett Cocatri on the Panthers game-winning TV, just a professional route run by a professional receiver, and imagining how LaFell would have rounded it off and bananaed or jogged or whatever it took not to get open enough. It's sad when you're salivating over Jarrett Cocatri. I thought that was a good one.
It is sad. Yeah.
He's got here's one more. What else? Oh man. All right, will you talk while I'm... Well, here we go.
What did it do?
I'm not looking forward to losing to the Steelers in the first round in the 3v6 game. What an effing disaster the last month has been. The thing is, when he starts sending these emails, that's when I know we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When Hench freaks out, it's part of the process.
I think he knows
need him to do this.
I think he knows too, and I hate it. And also, I'm not sure the Steelers are there at 6. They're not there anyway right now. You going to read another one? Good.
No way we outscore the Steelers if we get them and win out. We could lose all of these games. Feeling good about Marcus Cannon versus J.J. Watt this week? See, he has to do this. I want him to do this.
Yeah.
I don't think he believes any of this.
No, he doesn't.
I love Hench.
That said, what are you going to do about J.J. Watt?
We're fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. We'll just get Gronk to... Gronk's not playing. Damn it. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm worried about all of this. The thing is, Houston's not very good. I had that Houston Buffalo game on. They're just not very good.
No, I think you're going to be okay there. God, you can't.
It's Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say though is Hopkins is there's some petrifying receivers.
He'll be gone and then just score a big touchdown late in the game. Like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you can just catch it with 2 guys on it. So Pittsburgh might not make the playoffs.
Right. They're 7th right now.
Because I went to the hockey game yesterday and it was on. They're rolling up the score and I'm thinking like, God, 3-6. Ugh, trying to cover those receivers. And then I looked this morning and they weren't a playoff team.
Right.
Which made me feel good.
And believe me, I think they need to win 3 out of their last 4. They're at Cincy, home for the Broncos. Definitely have to win one of those 2, and that at Ravens and at the Browns. But otherwise, the Jets have a favorable schedule. The Chiefs may not lose the rest of the way. So I think those are your wild cards right there.
Yeah, I was all excited to talk about this in detail, and then Peter King basically did the same thing. I'd done all this work on it. I was like, I didn't know Peter King was going to do the work. But KC at Indy in round 1, which is how it lines up right now. I think KC's I think they're giving 4.5.
So I was going to ask you, who's the bigger favorite?
Should we step on our own round 1 podcast?
KC at
over 4.
KC at Indy or whoever wins the AFC South, or Seattle at the NFC East team. Who's the bigger favorite?
Oh yeah. Oh.
Seattle, I think, is a 6 point
wait
favorite.
A second though. Wouldn't it be Minnesota? Minnesota right now has the edge, right? So you're right.
Seattle's gonna be the 5.
You think Minnesota falls to 6?
Well, Seattle's 7-5. Minnesota's what?
Seattle at the Giants. Seattle's not laying more than 4 points.
Really?
Minnesota and Green Bay are both 8-4, aren't they? Or is Green Bay 7-5?
Oh, why did I lose this? Oh yeah, you're right. They're 8-4. I see them slipping.
So Seattle at the Giants.
That's what I think it would
It'll be a relatively close. It'll be around 4.
Think so?
Seattle against Kirk Cousins in RFK. New RFK, whatever new RFK. That feels like that drifts closer to 6.5.
That's a higher one, right?
And then Philly, God only knows.
If
I will
if
say,
they're in by then, forget it.
Say what you want about Sam Bradford, and I have.
All
But
right.
he made a really nice throw on that third down with
11?
like 2 minutes left.
Big
That
play. Well,
stepped
that's why,
up.
I mean-
We had the guy flying at him. Like that's usually when he just kind of falls down.
I think that's why the onside kick didn't matter as much, because if he's going to complete that pass, doesn't matter where you are on the
I know,
field.
but
right?
I would have liked it more if he had to complete that pass from his own
Right.
17-yard line.
Right. No, they were good. They were better. God damn. I don't know what happened. I lost more money, and I don't even want to. I don't have to worry, I guess, because my wife doesn't care what I do for a living, so she'll never listen. But I think I lost more money this weekend than any other in the last like 6 years.
Really?
I had Baylor money line. They're 22-point favorite. They need to win to get a January 1st bowl game, whatever. They lose. And then I take Alabama minus 16.5. Just bear with me for a second. Playing a terrible Florida team who played just as terribly as I thought they would, and somehow they don't cover that game. And then I bounce back with your Patriots. I don't know what I did there. I had Oklahoma State in basketball. I don't even want to talk about that.
I talked you into a loser.
You talked me into losing.
Chicago, Denver tease.
I should have just told you how much I lost before I did that. I was like, yeah.
I don't know how we lost. It was what was it, a 38-yard field
It
goal
was
by
an
Robbie
extra
Gold?
point. We can now say it was an extra point that he missed, basically.
I blame Robert Mays because 2 weeks ago he was watching football with me and we were talking Guskowski and Robbie Gold. And I'm like, Guskowski's. He was like, whoa, don't count out our guy. He did one of those.
Right.
It's like, let me tell you something. Guskowski doesn't miss that kick yesterday
boy.
to beat
No
the
way.
Niners.
I will say this.
That murdered their season.
I got tweets when we did the line last week for Bears Niners. Your dog started barking, and I said, "Oh, that means we need to take the dog." And not only did we ignore that, but we took the other side, the Bears.
That's interesting.
I lost so much. I just checked into that late game. I was like, you know what? Let me just feed the 2-year-old. I gave him some formula, put him to bed, and I'm just like staring in his eyes. I'm like, this gives a perspective. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at him, and I'm like, how much could I get for you on the black market right now?
You're staring into his eyes, and he goes, "Dad, what the fuck were you doing this weekend?"
It's better that 2 kids get gifts than none, right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wow. Well, all I know is I lost money on a tease where the team that killed me was going against Blaine Gabbert on the road.
Right.
I don't even know how do I kick myself on that.
And we
I would
talked
do it
about
again.
that too. I said Blaine Gabbert is a tough guy to bet against on a teaser. Believe me, I had him. Who did I have him against? Arizona a couple weeks ago.
One of the games I loved the most was just Denver to beat San Diego. I didn't know if they'd cover, like who knows, but I was just like, they're not losing in San Diego when they have 30,000 fans there. And of course, I had no money on it.
Right.
What a frustrating.
And then 2 minutes before, we were going to do Pittsburgh Steelers with Golden State, or
yeah, and I didn't think of it in time. Pittsburgh's good. It's a pretty good team.
They're going to put up 50 every week.
I think they get into the playoffs somehow.
How
Do
are
you
they gonna
trust
do
this
it?
crappy Jets team?
Well,
They go home for Tennessee, at Dallas on a Saturday, home for New England, at Buffalo. They're not.
You don't think they win 3 of those? No.
Isn't Fitzpatrick like 3 times a year? He's just going to single-handedly murder you.
Right.
That's what I thought heading into this season.
But I think
Maybe
he's
those
got-
2 receivers don't.
Brandon Marshall's having a great year. Just it seems gets open every time. I don't know.
So why did Chicago trade him? It didn't make sense when it happened. They like gave him away.
Yeah.
They're like, here, take him. Take
nothing
Brandon
there.
Marshall.
Yeah, and it seems like he was over his troubles too.
He said I read a thing somewhere today that was talking how he was really hurt that they traded him.
Yeah.
His family likes Chicago. They just dumped him.
No.
Strange. Well, all right. So we have the playoffs right now. Cincy and Denver would have the byes, but they play in Week 16. Jets would be at New England. KC would be at Indy. And Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Houston would be sitting it out. In the NFC, Carolina and Zona have the byes. Seattle at Green Bay. We both think that's probably going to change. And then Minnesota would be playing at Washington.
And I think you're going to get a bye too because of that Denver Cincy game, right?
Unless we keep stinking.
I think you might drop another one, huh? Ooh.
It's really hard to move the ball without skill position players.
Yeah.
The other thing that's annoying about this Pats team is they've just kind of thrown away special teams this year other than Guskowski.
Oh yeah.
Like we have like just terrible people returning kicks, and I don't know, real sloppiness. Like it wasn't just the punt that got blocked yesterday, but he's almost had like 5 or 6 blocked this season.
Right.
This has been a recurring thing. That one is just like quick punt it, get out of there. There's 9 seconds left.
Yeah.
It was a really dumb way to tie it
Belichick
in.
coach team. That's not the best Bill Belichick thing though. All day was with the female referee. What's her name? Sarah Thomas. Did you see that?
I don't think I saw that one.
We played that 6 times over and over. Now there's a whole.
Was he mean to her?
He was very patronizing. He was very patriotizing with her. He had his arms around. He was like demonstrating, I think, what a hold is or something. You have to watch it.
Did he touch her inappropriately?
He almost touched her inappropriately.
Oh my God.
It was so condescending. It was great.
Oh God.
It was great.
What a scandal.
It probably
that
looked
would be.
worse than it was, but yeah, that's the scandal you don't have. That's the one you guys don't have under your belt.
All right, so Giants go at Miami on a Monday, home for Carolina, at Minnesota, home for Philly. Who the hell knows there?
Yeah, you don't know with them.
Skins have your team tonight, at Chicago, home for Buffalo, at Philly on a Saturday, at Dallas. Tough last 2. Philly, home for Buffalo, home for Zona, home for Washington on a Saturday, and then at the Giants. I don't see any of those teams winning more than 2 games.
They're all 2 and 2s, right?
So does that rule out your team? Yeah,
If you
win
can't
tonight.
Look, we have 2 playoff teams on the schedule at least. We have at Green Bay next week, and we have a home for the Jets. And we're probably not going to win tonight. Don't do this to me, Simmons. This is about your team.
I just feel like
this is about your team losing. That's what this should be about.
If you win tonight, you're gonna get ideas.
Be a game out with 4 left. Yeah, I'm gonna get ideas.
Can I tell the story about going to dinner with your cousin?
Yeah,
On Thursday night?
I love this.
Okay. So there was the GQ party on Thursday night. Right. So Jimmy and I and 2 other people went to dinner at this sushi place. And at the next table was Harry from One Direction. So I'm sitting facing Jimmy, and the TV in this bar is to our right.
Right.
So you just have to turn to the right, the TV's there. Harry comes, sits down. I'm facing him. He's facing the wall. The TV is directly behind him.
Yeah.
And as it's going on, this Green Bay game's happening. And Green Bay's behind, and I keep forgetting to look because I feel like the game's over and turn around and it's 2-point. All I care about is whether Detroit's going to cover or not, and it seems like they're going to cover, so I'm not that worried. Turn around, all of a sudden people are just jumping around in complete chaos because we thought the game was over. Stafford's running the ball, 2 minutes left, first down.
Yeah.
Just people celebrating like, it was like the Flutie play, the Hail Mary. So we're all like, what the hell happened? And I'm just dumbfounded. I'm like, I don't understand. Like they were on their own 30. Like I just don't understand what happened. Somewhere in the middle of this, Harry turns around and he's like, "Oh, we did it!" Like we did it, and
after
like,
after everyone.
Yeah, it was like 3 minutes out. Like
3 minutes. Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, that we needed that. That saved our season." I'm like, this dude, he seems like a nice guy. I'm not putting him down. It's just he hadn't seen him turn around really the whole dinner.
He's literally facing one direction.
And then he's fired up. Yeah, he's literally in one direction.
Yeah.
And I'm just confused. And then he lifts up his shirt. He has a Green Bay Packers tattoo on his arm.
Maybe
And he's fired up about this win. I was like, I was just so confused by the whole thing. He had a Green Bay Packers tattoo in his arm. Yeah. Wasn't watching the game, but yet was fired up that it saved his season.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's just an extra F you to Lions fans. Here's a Packers fan with a tattoo, not even paying attention, and they win.
The point of the story is don't take British people seriously with anything other than soccer. You just can't. All they care about is soccer. They don't know what the hell's going on.
That was, I guess we should talk about that for a second, that Packers ending. Like, I don't know. You don't want to blame the refs. They got it wrong because when it first happened, you see Rodgers, he sold it well. His head spins around. His chin strap's all out of whack, and you're grazing the face mask area, you would think you'd call a face mask, but let's maybe try to review that in the future.
I was fine with it. Felt like a face mask. Yeah. His head jerked.
I know.
They're calling that every time.
I just think they should be able to review it at some point.
I think this whole instant replay culture is starting to ruin these guys.
Yeah, maybe.
If you break down anything frame by frame, we're going to pick stuff apart. Like especially even you staring at Harrison's eyes last night. Right, if I broke that down frame by frame, I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
For a second, it really does seem like Sal might sell this kid.
For a second.
Was that
Check Craigslist.
so? So playoff games are always going to have more gambling implications. Like music, I said this on Friday. Music City Miracle to me is still the greatest gambling moment.
Yeah,
of
that's true.
The last 20 years. This was way up there.
The Lions Packers.
Yeah, it's a Thursday night, so more people are going to have one team or the other.
Right.
A lot of people are going to have the Packers in a tease or a parlay.
You
or
have a
whatever.
strong opinion as to whether the Packers are still alive or not. Right.
The game's over. Like the odds of somehow winning a game when what were they on their own 20 with 3 seconds left?
Yeah.
That game's over 999 of 1,000 times.
Well, in the play before, the lateral play in which the face mask occurred, you're more likely to get scored on than to score in that play.
I would say you're like 5 times more likely. So for them to pull out a win, if you had like the Green Bay money line, that's the most ridiculous win you could have.
Tremendous. It really is.
I enjoyed it.
I have to say, Nance and Sims, we get on them a lot. That was a great call. Great call at the ending.
It was good.
Sims is talking about if he's elusive this play and avoids a sack, he could reach. I know he could reach. And Nance is talking about his birthday. Turned 32 today as the ball's in the air. It was great. It was a good call.
He took his helmet off. It would have been funny if they flagged him for the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess there's no onside.
They should review that, yeah.
So, week 14, there's one great game.
Where is it?
Bengals Steelers is a great game. These football games suck every week. There's been 5 games this year where I'm like, wow, this game's awesome. Like Giants Pats were like that. And,
That's a good one. Yeah.
But really rarely do you. Cardinals Seahawks, I think, was like that. I thought Steelers Seahawks was really good. You watch these games and it's like just everybody's hurt. Guys are getting carried off left and right. Nobody's healthy. Guys getting hit over the middle. They might have a concussion. They might not. It's been like a really discouraging year to love football. Yeah. I'm excited for Bengals Steelers.
That'll be a good one. Thursday night's not bad either. Minnesota, Arizona. It's not bad.
It took me 13 weeks to realize that all you have to do is just do 9 man in a box against Minnesota, and Bridgewater's kind of screwed.
He had a bad game. Really bad game.
He really is Chad Pennington 2.0. Like those balls hang up there, man.
Can I say why there's even more pressure on Teddy Bridgewater? The NFC North is putting together, the quarterback's putting together a incredible harem of women, wives, spouses.
Oh.
Have you seen this Kelly Stafford?
Kelly Stafford?
Kelly
Who's dating
Stafford.
Kelly Stafford?
Well, Matthew Stafford's wife. No, her name is Kelly.
Oh.
Yeah. Why? Who's the other Kelly?
I don't know. I thought she was like a model or something.
I think she is, actually. You have to take a look at this girl. Okay. She's very vocal about the referees and everything. Otherwise, I would never. Hot, spectacular looking girl. Olivia Munn, right? For Aaron Rodgers. Who's the, not Hayden Panettiere, who's the Bears? Chris Cavallari, right?
Cavallari had a great run in the hills. Great run in the hills.
Bridgewater's got to step it up. I don't know if he can get any girls after yesterday's performance. He's got to get a girlfriend.
I'm trying to think. Who could we set her? Just can't be anyone in the Kardashian vortex, right?
He's got to really step it up to beat this crop.
Kendall Jenner? Shield?
Maybe there needs to be another Jenner.
I really hope that doesn't happen. Although with the Vikings' tortured history, that would be probably the next logical step for them.
You're right.
Before we do the week 13 lines.
14, yeah.
Sal, you're talking about money management, how much trouble you had this weekend.
It's all gone.
Well, here's a good money manager. Personal Capital's free financial tools are fantastic. They show you all of your accounts in one place. They make it easy to manage finances, track investments, grow your net worth. It's all in real time. With Personal Capital, you get an investment checkup tool that analyzes your portfolio and suggests improvements. You get the most sophisticated retirement calculator available. You can even speak to a financial advisor and get personalized portfolio guidance at a lower cost. Maybe that person would have told you not to go against Florida.
Would they have taken us out of the Bears? Talked us out of the Bears?
I wish we should have called them. See why Macro calls Personal Capital the best free finance tracking app available. Go to personalcapital.com/BS to link your accounts. In seconds, you'll have your own personal financial dashboard. You'll also get 3 months of free advisory services if you enroll right now. That's personalcapital.com/BS. All right, week 13.
14.
Week 14.
I wish we could do 13 over. Minnesota at Arizona Thursday night.
The Cards and Bengals have taken care of business a couple times this year when they kind of needed to. It's like, oh, great,
Cards
you
are
beat
great,
the Browns, but it's still nice that they beat the Browns instead of having, the Bengals having a stupid game where the Browns are lingering. They just kind of knocked them off. Same thing for the Cards.
We should have them on every parlay, yes, every money line at something.
So Jeff Fisher, like, basically fireable at this point.
We were going over his numbers yesterday.
Really bad.
What'd you say? He's third on the list of most losses, right?
Right.
Like, it's Dan Reeves. I think actually maybe he's fourth. Reeves, I think Landry, Shula. These guys have just been around for. Shula was around 33 years, but yeah.
The list I'd love to see is like a 12-year stretch of win-losses. Like, It's really hard to keep getting a job for 12 straight years and be under 500, which I think he is at this point.
I think like
no playoff wins at all.
No, and he should be a consultant. Like, I don't want to hear from the Don Shulas. Like, I know, you win, you get to keep your job. I want to, if I'm getting, I'm at a clinic, I want Jeff Fisher to come in and say, how do you keep your job for 21 years when you had like 4 or 5 double-digit win years, like seasons? How did you do it?
Great mustache.
That's the guy. Is that it?
That's Tom Selleck's secret.
Really?
Yeah, he's still on Blue Bloods now with dyed cherry pepper hair.
Wow. Is it the mustache?
Ah, great mustache.
I guess that's how Guillermo stayed with us all these years. Yeah.
Mustaches.
You're right.
You have the right one.
No, but he's a player's coach or whatever. He gets along with the owners. He used to play, right? I'm really trying to figure out
He was
why.
a good coach. Like,
yeah.
I remember that one Pats game when we played them on a Saturday night and we almost lost to them. They were just really well coached and in the right spots, and you just always had to work to beat them.
Well, now he says he's out of answers. Famously says he's all out of answers.
He's out of answers.
That's what he says.
I like
Even
when
if
they do
ask,
the...
why are you still coaching in this league? Sorry, I'm out of answers.
I like the Rex Ryan motto of just falling on the sword really hard.
Yeah.
That's on me. That's my fault.
Right.
Because what are people going to say when you do that?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd say. All right.
I have the Cards by 8.5.
All right, I said 6. 7.5 is right. So
I win that one.
You get that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're closer. I think Arizona's finally getting the respect from Vegas it deserves, or they deserve.
I wonder, the Minnesota's one of those, if you're down 10, you just write them off mentally teams. I don't feel like they can come back.
Right. And
You know what I mean?
Mike Zimmer's defense was the answer. And Anthony Barr and Harrison Smith might be hurt now, and they're just like average defense.
But that happened the first series.
Right.
Or like in the
Yeah, I
first
know.
20 minutes, it was like, oh, these guys are out. This sucks.
Right.
Can I change my pick?
I know. It was awful.
Hate
How about
those.
someone who was still excited well long into the game? Cordarrelle Patterson. Did you see that?
No.
He runs back the kickoff. It's 35-0. He's showboating as he's running down the 20. It's still 35-0. And he gets in the end zone to make it 35-7, and a glorious celebration ensued. Like, really unbelievable. Down 35-0. Where has this guy been? I think
I'd
your
take him on
Wonderlic
the
score
Pats.
goes down like 10 points after a celebration, down 35-0.
He'd be the best receiver in the Pats. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to make fun of him.
All right. Sunday, Washington at Chicago.
Ooh. I don't mind either of these teams. Are the Bears minus 3.5?
Yeah, you get it. I said 4. I thought it'd be a little higher, considering they were given 7. It's 3.
They're basically the same team.
Right, I guess so.
When I had the Sports Center on a loop yesterday, or today, before the pod.
Are you allowed to watch Sports Center?
Oh,
It doesn't
totally
lock
allowed
you
to
out?
watch.
Really? All right.
Yeah. A lot of fond memories of ESPN.
I know.
14.5 good years.
I tried to fit you into my segment. It got bleeped. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know. People were emailing me like I was going to be mad about
I know.
that.
I know.
That was funny.
I got nervous too. I was like, not cool, Sal. And I'm like, oh no, Simmons gonna be mad. I thought this was a fun thing.
I thought it was fun. Wait, I forgot what I was going to say. What were we talking about?
Chicago is Washington. Same. Are you watching Sports Center? Or not?
Oh, yeah. And they were like, if this keeps up, they're going to have to use the franchise tag on Kirk Cousins. Like Schefter said that. I was
Wow.
like, the franchise tag on Kirk
man.
Cousins.
Oh no.
What the F? Kirk Cousins?
That's
If that doesn't
I guess it
sum
makes
it up.
sense though. Think about it.
Well, if that
gonna
doesn't
be
sum
from a
up the
running-
Washington sports scene right now,
Right.
using your franchise tag on Kirk Cousins, that does it.
And they're going to win the division. Yeah, that's a little low traveling on a short week there to Chicago. As bad as the Bears were. All right.
I think the Bears have replaced the Rams. This was the Rams were last year's best ball team. Like 5 good games a year where they're just like, oh my God.
Right.
That's the Bears this year.
Meanwhile,
I think any week they could beat anyone.
You were waiting for the Bears and Lions to step it up in the division. Like, oh, they're putting together a little streak here. They suffer horrible losses, and now it's
Horrible.
Now it's done.
Winnable games.
Yep. Another horrible loss. Cleveland, home for San Francisco.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I can't believe this, but God, is this possible? I have Blaine Gabbert giving 3 points in Cleveland.
I was thinking your way too. I said Blaine giving 2, Cleveland giving 1. So
Vegas was like, there's no way Blaine Gabbert can be.
Yeah,
I think this line ends up at 49ers by 3.
I mean, God bless Vegas in the 2015 NFL where they could make a team that's clearly tanking, the Cleveland Browns, a favorite in December at this point.
I forgot to mention this. For some reason, when there's a terrible Pats game,
Yeah.
we always get some announcer that is my worst case scenario for the matchup of the announcer in the game. So like when Pollard blew up Brady's knee, we had Dan Dierdorf, who is like was the master of the hate to see that. Oh, just say he makes you feel 100 times worse.
Right.
So yesterday we had Saragusa.
Yeah, you hated
the
that.
whole game. And for like 10 years, Fox has gone forward with this whole Saragusa plan where he's kind of a sideline reporter, but he's just strolling around with a heavy jacket.
Yeah.
And he just kind of chimes in.
What kind of hair? You just want to see a fat guy be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know what he brings to the table. I don't know what his role is. Like if he's the third man in the booth, just put him on the booth. I don't know what's good for him to be in the field. He just comes in. So I finally figured out what it was. It's the waiter. He's the waiter where you're at a dinner, you're a nice date with your wife, finally a chance to catch up, talk about stuff. And the waiter just keeps coming over. Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh yeah.
How's it going over here? Hey guys, you like the veal, huh? Veal's good, huh? That's Saragusa. They've figured out how to take the annoying waiter in a restaurant and turn it into an announcer.
Right.
It's incredible.
He's stealing the veal off your plate while you're
really
watching.
Is.
Yeah.
Yesterday, they cut to him at one point. He's like, guys, I remember when I won the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you played for a team that won this. You didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Your team won the Super Bowl. He was
a player's player. He famously would, in the preseason, bang his knee with a phone book to loosen cartilage so he wouldn't have to play in the preseason, so he wouldn't have to practice.
Is that true?
Yeah. Look it up.
The other amazing announcing thing that just hasn't ended yet is Dick Stockton.
Oh, yeah.
Who's, I don't ever remember following sports without Dick Stockton. God bless him. But like yesterday, Jameis had the biggest play of the game. It was like a 3rd and 19.
Yeah, terrible.
Bounces off a guy. Dick Stockton calls it a fumble. Then said the Falcons had it. Meanwhile, Jameis is running for this improbable first down to win the game. It was just like, wow.
Oh, believe me, I was watching.
Meanwhile, and then on the flip side, Al Michaels just has not lost a step.
No.
He's still throwing a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. I think he's cheating.
What do you mean
He's doing
cheating?
PEDs or something.
Joe, with announcing?
I do. I mean, we're going to have him on. Yeah, we're going to have him on before the playoffs. I actually think he's using HGH or something.
And by the way, aware of the over-under, called it yesterday. The only reason anyone would be watching the end of that Steelers game.
He's the best by far now. I don't think that was always the case, but I think right now, if you're listening, if you're watching a football game, you want Al Michaels.
He's best.
Yeah, and Collinsworth, who I think has
one's
slipped a little this year.
Play-by-play, and one's But you're
that's
saying
by far the best team.
Yeah, they're good.
That's the best. I
agree.
Studio not studio. Game presentation, just the camera, everything. That whole package is great.
They may have a few extra dollars to throw around, but yeah.
When your team plays on Sunday Night NBC, it just is. It's really cool.
Yeah, not for me.
Well, I mean, not for you.
I don't know. I think I get the Saragusa feeling when the Cowboys play on.
That's true. You're
on
getting
Sunday
flashbacks.
Night. Yeah, or any of these primetime games. Yeah. Speaking of Saragusa, his old team Baltimore home for Seattle.
I had the Seahawks give an 8. The Ravens, they lost more guys yesterday. Did you see Matt Shabbos throwing a pick 6 in 6 of his last 9 games?
I saw that.
What an incredible statistic.
You get this, by the way. I said 7 and it's 9. And we're going to tease this game.
Do you believe in the Seahawks?
Yeah, I just think it's this time of year, and we're stupid to now bet against them. And I think they're like 7 or 8 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. We may want to consider that too.
I don't think we're stupid.
Really? What don't you like about
yesterday? I feel stupid that I didn't see it, but I think you can throw on them. It's just the Vikings were a good matchup for them. Somebody's gonna be able to throw on them in the playoffs.
Yeah, just think they're scoring now. Is the Jimmy Graham? Is that your Ewing theory?
Maybe.
I think like this Luke Wilson's better for them somehow.
Wilson's back to kind of doing those extending the play things. I think he kind of went off the deep end a little bit with between the Super Bowl loss and trying to become a famous person, and maybe he just kind of lost it a little bit. Maybe Talia Shire got him on the beach and gave him a speech.
I'm afraid. What did she say?
What are you afraid of? We got money. We got cars.
You're human, aren't you? Look, I don't know what I am. All I know is that Mick is gone because of me. It wasn't your fault.
My son is all the way in on the Rocky series now, and I couldn't love it. I couldn't love it more. I just couldn't love it more.
And there's a marathon every 8 minutes there.
Rocky IV is his favorite one.
Is it?
He loves Drago.
Yeah. Well, my son went as Drago on Halloween last year. Yeah. It's
he
really
messes
stupid.
up all the Drago lines, which is hilarious. It's like, if a person dies, he dies. Like it's always like 2 words off.
Right.
But it's the best. So Archie went as Drago?
No. Jack went as Drago.
Jack went as Drago.
Last year. Yeah. Yeah, last year.
That's phenomenal.
Not many kids in the class. Other kids going as Drago.
That was my
villains.
That was my biggest disappointment with Creed.
What's that? No villain. No.
Wouldn't it kill them to have Mr. T and Drago ringside and have them bring them up and guys and Drago and like just like a little cameo?
Yeah. I want him to fight Clubber's son in the sequel, in the Creed sequel, right? That's
Creed sequel's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
I don't think I'm getting Michael B on my podcast again.
What do you mean?
I think he's an A-lister now.
Oh,
I don't think he has time for me anymore. I don't think he has time to come over to my little piddling podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we can get him back.
He's an A-lister now.
Yeah. I think he has. No, I guess this is it.
No, this is it. He needed a big hit.
How much is he commanding? Does he get?
I hope he has a good deal for this next one. No, he should get like 25 for this next one. They can't make it without him.
Yeah, I guess.
But I'm sure he signed a sequel deal.
Yeah.
Sly's getting a lot of Oscar buzz.
It's going to be good.
Sly's getting buzz.
Let him get it. Oh, the speech.
Do you cry during the speech? Sly walks up. I get moist.
Wow.
I think I get moist.
That might just be a little too much to know.
Do you think? I don't mean moist that way. I mean like my eyes get moist.
Who knows what you mean?
Well, I guess I left that ambiguous. But I think when if he wins the Oscar, gives the speech, I think he should give the same speech he gave right after Mickey died.
Oh, that's great. It wasn't that. He should come on with sunglasses and just ramble through it, just like he got beat up. Just to have the eyes puffed up and sunglasses.
I really lost respect for Rocky when he told Creed's illegitimate son that he hadn't talked to Creed's wife since the funeral.
Yeah, they needed to figure that out more.
Couldn't have called her?
I think he felt it was his fault too much. But he did say something at the funeral. They said, "Oh, you said nice things about my father."
It wasn't his fault. If you watch the tape,
I watched it again.
Drago pushes the ref back so he can get in like 2 last licks. Like it was basically a manslaughter.
Here's who would never forgive Rocky. Who's the other trainer? Who's the guy that really trained? Duke told him 3 times to drop that towel, throw the towel in, and he wouldn't do it.
He forgave him as soon as Rocky said, "I'm going to fight Creed in Russia, and here's your cut of the pay-per-view."
Yeah, that was
actually it was for free. He didn't get any money.
That was it.
Yeah, Rocky didn't get any money for the
fighting
Russia
on Christmas in Russia. Yeah, come with me. Train
Probably
like an
the
animal.
most improbable movie plot of the 80s.
Yeah,
Rocky not taking money. No money going to Apollo's estate.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, Duke shouldn't have forgiven him for that.
Yeah. That's why I love Creed. It wasn't any like stupid stuff really.
Just Sly's so good in that movie. Really was like Copland Sly. He's back.
I loved it.
Did you like the girl? Tessa Mitchell?
She was okay. She was all
just
right.
okay.
She was fine. I don't know. Yeah, she was good.
Tessa Thompson? Thanks, Tate.
With
Tate
the save
liked her.
again.
Tate liked her. All right, let's keep going.
Atlanta at Carolina.
Panthers by 9.
That's what I said. 7.5. Vegas still not giving up on Atlanta right now.
I've given up on them mentally, physically, and emotionally.
I'm with you and Tate. Whatever you want to say about Matt Ryan, go ahead, because I'm done with them. I had them as one of my picks, and that was really, really bad.
Can we talk about the fact that Carolina gave up 38 points yesterday?
Yeah. Well, that was a trap game, though, right? Wasn't that the Saints Super Bowl kind of thing?
I don't know, man. They gave up...
that Norman, he was getting too mouthy. This kind of happens, I think.
Gave up 29 to the Packers. Gave up 26 to the Colts,
Right.
38 to the Saints.
Yeah.
That's not a Super Bowl team. Super Bowl defenses don't get torched like that.
They're not locking down. That's true. That's true.
I think they're beatable.
No, of course. They're not a
teams that give up
team.
points.
They're a 10-2 team. That, you know.
Yeah, you need to make stops though in
12-0.
January. They're not getting stops.
Right. But they're going to be 13-0.
Like Brandon Cooks was wide open on a couple of those.
Right.
That was an interesting game. The Saints have the most atrocious secondary I think I've ever seen in my life.
It's really bad, right? That go-ahead touchdown was spectacular. Was that what Hench was talking about? Was that Cotchery was in the end zone?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ted Ginn got open.
Ted Ginn dropped a touchdown. Like, they should have had more points than 48. We couldn't get rid of Brandon Browner fast enough. It was like hilarious to read anybody like, oh, and they lost Revis and Brandon Browner. It's like the miracle of that Super Bowl wasn't the Malcolm Butler interception, but that Brandon Browner didn't have a giant pass interference to blow something in the fourth quarter. So
but in the huddle, he was the one that figured that play out, right? Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Thanks, Brandon. Good luck in New Orleans.
Yeah, so that's why all this Patriot stuff. You know, in January you're going to be the best. You might not be the best right now. We know in 3 weeks you're going to have everyone back, and none of this is going to matter. That's why I got to get my shots in now. What else can I say?
Gronk Pats versus no Gronk Pats is a different team. We've said that for 5 years.
Yeah, and you'll have Edelman and a healthy Amendola and everything.
The secret to Brady's success in his mid to late 30s has been that he has the best tight end of all time in his team. That's helpful. Now,
you've had trouble with the offensive line. Is this the worst offensive line you've had in years?
It's not great.
Yeah, that might be the difference.
It's not great. Were you okay with the false start on the 3rd down and 11? I'm not going to whine about this.
Come on, you can't blame the refs for this. You have 2 touchdowns twice, and you can't.
I can do anything I want. You can't tell me what to do.
I'm going to tell you this time. Buffalo at Philly.
Both of these teams bother me.
Buffalo,
are you good or you're not good? Like, what are you? Just tell us. Just make a decision. I have Eagles by 4. I
said 4.5. And it's 1.5. It was 2.5. Went down to 1.5. So you're gonna get that one. God, you're killing me again. This is 2 new coaches. Rex against not that Chip's new, but Rex is a new coach, and this is the LaShawn McCoy Bowl, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this means something. And DeMarco Murray, by the way, is like a 3rd string running back for the Eagles.
It's amazing.
They figured it out. Like, you got scared seeing Sproles in there, right?
Yeah,
on 3rd and 3. You don't want to see Sproles.
I wanted DeMarco Murray in
anyone near there. Yeah. It's an interesting game. All right, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. This is the one you like. Best game on the board.
I think we do. I think we bring in our friends Dunkin' Donuts before we do this game.
Yeah,
this is the biggest game in the thing.
Good.
So my mom heard me talking about Dunkin' Donuts on this podcast the last couple times, and she was very upset that I brought up my Uncle Bob and not her, because when 8th, 9th, 10th grade driving to school, we would stop at Dunkin' Donuts, and she would get a coffee, and I would get a bagel, and I'd get a USA Today from the little USA Today machine.
Nice.
And then I would refuse to talk to her for the rest of the ride as I read box scores. And she always like kind of held it against me and brought it up.
Right.
So now she's holding me doing 2 Dunkin' Donuts reads and not bringing her up. But then also the fact that 32 years ago or whatever it was that I stonewalled her in the car for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, she had a radio. It's not like we were just sitting there in silence. Sorry. This is my one chance to look at basketball box scores. Anyway, Dunkin' Donuts has been in my life for that long.
I like that. I'm not sure if that's a tribute or screw you, Mom. I'm talking about you now.
Yeah, I'm talking about her, but I don't think she should hold that against me. I'm offended by that. But she has been loyal. And speaking of loyalty, it's my pleasure to tell you about the DD Perks loyalty program. It's how Dunkin' Donuts shows its appreciation to its loyal fans. Members earn points toward free beverage rewards. They get exclusive offers and great perks. They even get a free beverage on their birthday. Enroll right now and enjoy loyalty the Dunkin' way. Sign up at ddperks.com or by downloading the Dunkin' mobile app. Sal, you have that, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's on there.
There's one in Santa Monica, and now there's going to be one in Hollywood and Vine. It's like right near you.
I do love it.
Good food. Food that you like at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
things
you'll
eat.
Breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah. Get a free beverage when you enroll. Use promo code BS when signing up. Participation may vary. I love Dunkin' Donuts. What is it? So Pittsburgh at Cincy?
Mm-hmm.
I got Bengals by 3.5, and I think I hit it exactly.
Yeah, you did it exactly. I went 4.5. I thought the 10-win team should give 4.5 at home. It's 3.5 is right.
I like the Steelers.
They have to win every game now. They really do.
I have a prediction. I think this line goes to 2.5 by game time.
Really?
I think Pittsburgh gets a lot of bandwagon, whatever, and then it makes sense to take Cincy.
When
and
did
then
they
you hate
play?
yourself because you have Andy Dalton.
Since he won 16-10, it was the beginning of November. Yeah, this is a good game. Let's watch this. And thank you once again, NFL. What is it, 11 1 p.m. Eastern games and 2 4 p.m. Eastern? 6, 9, 11. Are you kidding me?
I look at it another way. I think they're looking out for us because they want us to throw away the late games and do a little Christmas shopping.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
All right. Well,
What are the late games?
The late
We're not there
afternoons,
yet?
Oakland at Denver and Dallas at Green Bay. No, yeah, we're not even.
Those are
we're
awful.
not close to there because there's 40 games there. New Orleans at Tampa Bay.
Oh, man. I didn't know whether it was 3 or 3.5. I'm going to say Bucks by 3. I don't think Vegas trusts them.
You're edging me out. I said 2.5. It's 4, so you get that one again.
When I say Vegas doesn't trust them, I mean, like, I think they want to get an equal amount of. I don't think the gambling public is ready to give up on Drew Brees yet.
Well, they're the full of shit team. The Bucks are of 2015. Both wins against Atlanta. The Cowboys win. Easy schedule.
Hey,
to think that they're 6-6, and if Minnesota breaks down, they're right there to snatch that playoff spot. It's outrageous.
I do like what I've seen from Jameis. He makes plays, man.
I know. I
He
just had
prolongs
Atlanta
drives.
yesterday. It kills me.
No,
By
I
the
know.
way, let me say this. You know, obviously he snuck in that pile. He didn't go down. If an Atlanta safety comes in and delivers a helmet to the side, they're definitely throwing a flag there. It's like, I know. Are they letting these quarterbacks play or are they not letting them play? I mean, I don't know what you do differently there, but it seemed like everyone in Atlanta gave up on that play.
You single-handedly swung my pick for that game.
I
was
did?
going to take Tampa,
You
and
like
you had
Tampa?
Atlanta. I'm like, Sal's hot. I don't really feel strongly about Tampa. I'll take.
Well, you should feel good about staying away. I wouldn't accept a win like that.
Hey, I have good news for Saints fans.
Yeah.
Goodell just announced Sean Payton's Bounty Gate suspension he's going to lift it in January 15th. He's going to be able to coach next year.
Is that true?
Yeah, he's taking the last 4 years off.
What are you talking
Sean
about?
Payton. He hasn't been coaching for 4 years.
Oh, I see. He's coming back. Yeah.
He's going to actually come back and be Sean Payton again next year.
Yeah. I thought that was his best game yesterday. No, I'm with you.
Is he the least successful post Super Bowl? And now Billick was bad after.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Billick.
Remember Sean Payton? It was a huge circle jerk about him.
A Super Bowl win because Fisher made it. You're saying it after a win. You're saying
Yeah, after a win. Super Bowl title win.
right. All right.
And think about it. Like, if that onside kick backfires, they lose the Super Bowl. And
That's a
Sean
good
Payton's
call.
fired like a year and a half ago. He's probably fired after Bounty Gate. Billick's, I think, done the worst since the Super Bowl. Although
Sorry, I'm
I
looking
will
this
say,
up. I want to see this. I'm interested.
Billick's a winner, though, because he's got a great Twitter account. I like his Twitter account.
You do? I
Right
don't
amount of
follow him.
tweets.
Really?
He's got hard takes. I like when he gets upset about things. It's good. He's
look at
good.
that.
I'm not giving up on Billick as a media guy. yet.
Now I want to see this. I think that we might be missing somebody. Like a bad.
Well, it's like there's the Dick Vermeil types.
Lovie Smith? No, he didn't win. The Bears didn't
Who
win.
was the Denver coach for the Elway Super Bowl?
Dan
Dan
Reeves?
Reeves?
Yeah.
He was pretty mediocre after that.
Yeah, he has the most losses of all time, I think, as a coach, right?
The Giants fans are going nuts right now. They're like, "What about Coughlin?
Oh,
what about Coughlin?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're
we
right.
should be 10-2.
I forgot
Put
about
this man in
Coughlin.
a nursing home where he belongs."
But he went second, right? If he didn't have that
He
second
won
win,
two.
he
Two
didn't
is
win
like
that
you're
second one.
infallible after two. It's
Right.
really hard to win two Super Bowls. McCarthy, I guess, hasn't been lights out.
Yeah, he gets 10 wins, though, almost every year.
Andy Reid 2.0.
That's it, though, right? Oakland, Tampa.
So you kind of semi-agree with me.
You're right. I agree. There's no other way. Damn, I have to agree. And
Gruden?
then- well, just because he's stuck in that booth. No, I think that's it.
I should say I really like Tirico as a play-by-play guy.
He's good.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy too. Jaylen and I did a basketball game with him once.
Oh, yeah?
It was really fun.
Syracuse guy, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Indy at Jacksonville. So, all right. So I guess this is assuming. I don't think Hasselbeck even wants to play anymore, but
Yeah, Matt Hasselbeck's like, look, I didn't sign up for this. I thought
My
I'd
head
have to play
hurts,
like
my
2
neck.
games.
I have a headache. No, it's not concussion related. I just
just tired.
I can't think about this stuff anymore.
I just want to wear a headset and tell Andrew Luck what to do.
Yeah.
I have the Colts laying 2.5 points to the frisky Jags.
I said 3. You're edging me out every time. It's Jags -1. Now, if the Jags had won that game, that crazy game, it ended up being the game of the day, I think.
Yeah.
They would
I
have
didn't
been
watch a
5
minute
and
of it.
7. Right. And
They
then
would have
this-
been in the mix.
Yeah, this would have put them right there because I think Houston and Indy could lose this week.
Jags had a couple of those, right? They had
Yeah.
they blew that Dolphins game in week 2.
But they won some.
They
weird
lost
ones,
to the Colts in week 4. Remember that one? The
16-13
overtime. That was stupid.
Right. Yeah.
They won a Bills game they shouldn't have won.
They had that Ravens game.
They lost to
shouldn't
the
have won.
Jets. They could have won that one. They beat the Ravens. I guess they beat the Titans.
Yeah,
Probably
the Titans
evens out.
Thursday
I would
was
say
weird,
they're -1 in stupid games.
Right. That's a good one to look at. San Diego or Kansas City, our second teaser game.
God. Chiefs by 10?
Yeah. You couldn't even give me this one. I had 10 also. It's exactly 10.
I've been pretty good this week.
Yeah, you're on. You're on. But they
So
won.
Chargers, they're still lingering for the top pick, right? Unless the Browns win again?
They're 3-9.
Browns are the only 2-win team.
Browns have 2. Don't count out my Cowboys either.
Browns, wow.
Tennessee with 3 wins.
I mean, the Browns they're really the Sacramento Kings of football.
Oh yeah.
Just had a lot of lottery picks, and they still suck.
I heard on the radio. I know. I don't know what. The Manziel's now starting the rest of the way. They're saying, right?
That'll
See
be
that?
great.
That'll be really
Be good. Right around the holidays, right when there's more parties to go to. I'm sure it'll work out well.
It's just more pressure on the management to screw up a number 1 pick, isn't it? Like, don't you want the number 3 pick if there's not a difference between 1 and 3? Like, the
Yeah.
Browns have the number 1 pick again. They have 3 in the top 65 or whatever it is.
They could trade down and really compile the screw ups, like multiply them.
Yeah, we want 9 F-ups here. Tennessee at New York Jets.
I don't understand this Fitzpatrick thing. The guy was like 30 games under 500 heading in the season. He'd been on 7 teams.
Yeah.
Every year he would have 2 to 3 just horrific games that would rip your heart out if you picked his team.
Right.
And yesterday seemed like one of those games, and then he started making
He
plays.
came back.
I don't get it. Is it the beard?
I think it's playing against Tom Coughlin. Maybe it's the beard.
Put him in a nursing home right now.
Wheel him away. They were so mad. Such angry fans I watched with yesterday. It's terrific.
Who was Santoro there?
Yeah, Nick Santoro.
Oh, he gets the
Great.
angriest of anyone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If he's not railing on his wife, it's Tom Coughlin. It's really good.
Is he? He's doing Scorpion, right?
Yeah.
Do you think
Season 3.
Scorpion will have an episode of just like an old age football coach who gets
He's
framed
putting
for murder?
Corolla in an episode.
What?
Yeah. You have to come by because we talk about all this nonsense. And then Brad talks about how bad Scorpion is. His friend's show. It's really good stuff.
He still rails at it?
Yeah.
Did they talk about the Mangria bar crawl?
No, I didn't get into that one. No. But Adam did drive home from Fresno or something. So we heard about that a lot. It was good.
Drove home from Fresno.
Jets home for Tennessee.
I have Jets by 6.
Yeah, I had 10. Really 6. Huh?
Seems high.
Well, three-win team on the road. It's 7.5. So you're going to get this. You are demolishing me.
They're a 3-win team, but they're not a 3-win team because with Mariota, they're actually they're passable.
Yeah,
No?
I guess so. I don't think they went him on the road. Well, I get who did they beat the Saints on the road, right? Where did their other win come from? Must be that division.
Tennessee, they beat the Bucks in week 1.
Oh, that's what it was, right?
Beat the Saints in OT, and
That's
then
what it
like
was.
yesterday.
Okay. Detroit at St. Louis.
Do you think Caldwell should have been fired after that Thursday game?
I don't know. I just think that's one where we're just like, whether you're liberal or conservative, you can't be happy with what's going on. You know, just let it go. Just let it go and move on. There's going to be 8 coaches fired, right?
Yeah. I have the Lions favored, which is incredible, but I have the Lions laying 2.5. I think the Rams have not just quit on the season. I think they've quit on 2015. They might have quit on the holidays.
They quit on the city.
They've quit on me and you.
Yeah.
They've quit on our plus, or what was it?
Oh, that was terrible.
75-1 NFC bet or something like that.
No, it was
25 to 1.
25, I think 25.
My
Now
worst
it's
bet in
more.
like 5 years. They've
Really
quit on
bad.
everyone.
But now that meeting as to whether they're going to move or not is in like a couple of weeks, right? Maybe we bet them. Maybe when it's announced that the Rams are staying, we bet them. Oh,
Peter King seemed to have some inside info today in that
yeah,
whole
it
thing.
looked like it. It looked like it.
Once they got Iger involved in the
Carson project.
Carson project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the Rams were the least likely to come here, right? By the way, the Rams are laying 1 in this game.
Rams are laying 1 in
They're a
that game.
point favorite.
I don't agree with that.
I don't know about, Detroit let the Cleveland fans off the hook with that last one.
When you have terrible quarterbacks and terrible receivers,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot win in the National Football League. Sal, I've said it before, I'll say it again.
Right. And by the way, you get a bye now in our fantasy league. I have Todd Gurley. Do
You
I
get a
just
bye?
bench him? You got a bye. I think you won our division. You don't even know that you get a bye.
I lost by like 17
I know,
points
but
this week.
you're 7-6 and
I
Brad's
have a good
7-6.
team, but I lost Lewis and Edelman, which really
I think you
killed
get a
me.
bye. But what do I do with Todd Gurley? He's going to be Rookie of the Year. Now, who do you give Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year to?
What do
give
you
it to
mean, what do you do
Winston?
with Todd Gurley?
I have to sit him. He gets like he's battling for carries with Tavon Austin, a receiver. Like he doesn't even get 10
Well, I
carries
don't think they
anymore.
want to put miles on him because the season's over.
Well, thanks for that. I paid a steep price for him, but
You made a big trade,
I
right?
traded Demaryius Thomas, who wasn't lighting the world on fire, but that seemed big at the time and
Yeah.
favorable to me. But who gets Rookie of the Year? You give it to Winston?
Oh, it's either Winston or Mariota. I would say Winston.
I say Thomas Rawls. I say if he ends up with like 6 touchdowns and 1,100 yards, that guy's good.
Great name.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Could go
It's
so
hard-
many different directions with
It's
the name
hard
Thomas
not to do
Rawls.
the Berman thing with Thomas Rawls. All right. Oh, wow. We got to the late
Why is
afternoon
it hard?
games.
How would he go with that?
Well, he does the Lou Rawls thing. He sings a different Lou Rawls song every time he does a highlight.
For Thomas Rawls?
For Thomas Rawls, yeah.
Does he do that?
Of course he does. What are you talking about?
I don't even remember what songs Lou Rawls sang. I don't even think I know what he was.
Boom, boom, boom. Who does? That's what I was singing to my 2-year-old, feeding him formula. Oakland at Denver.
You'll never find the 20 grand I lost.
Quiet. Quiet is more than that. Oakland at Denver.
I had the Broncos by 7, and I'm very bullish on Osweiler the rest of the way. I actually think the Broncos were better than their record, their performance with Manning.
Really?
And squeezed a lot of games out that they shouldn't have won.
In spite of him. Right.
And now he allows them to just kind of be who they are, which is a team that should run the ball and do play action and misdirection, and he's perfect for them.
2 interceptions over the last 59 drives. That's what you want. That's with
No
this defense.
turnovers.
With this defense, you're going to go far
The
with
threat of being able to roll out to one side or the other, no tip balls, no interceptions,
No,
no ducks. That's all they
that.
need.
He's so tall. I had 7.5.
Very handsome guy, that Brock Osweiler.
It is 7.5.
Like, really hoping my wife doesn't see him.
Really?
I don't like. She's still talking about the 2 Mets,
The 2 Mets.
Syndergaard and
Oh, really?
who's
DeGrom?
the other handsome guy you had?
DeGrom?
I
Harvey?
don't know if she
What,
liked
is it handsome?
DeGrom. She liked one of the other Mets. It bothered me.
Cespedes?
No,
A lot of handsome
no.
Mets. Daniel Murphy?
She really liked Syndergaard. It really annoyed me.
Really? I didn't. Why am I not hearing about this? Oh. I'm gonna have to act
She
on
did
that.
the who is that? I was like, settle down.
By the way, this is a good time to introduce the new TV show. It's a simple one. It's a 24/7. You get it on the HBO app, and it's about us versus our wives when we get the credit card bill after Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah, it's leading up to the fight. It's a 24/7.
I think I could get that greenlit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could watch them shop and like kind of giggle about the purchases they make, and when 40 boxes show up at the door front, like, you can't even get out your front door. You know, yeah, it's gonna be good.
The best part is when Jimmy and his wife are on it, but it's the reverse. It's Jimmy's. It's
Yeah,
Molly
yeah.
getting mad at
She's getting
Jimmy's
mad at
bill.
him.
Yeah, because you don't want to say it's male versus
You're
female. It's-
barricaded by Amazon
Yeah,
boxes.
there's one spouse who's going to piss off the other spouse in this whole thing. I like
like
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
24/7.
24/7.
Can we get Liev Schreiber?
I think we should be able to do that, right? Yeah.
Sal didn't realize that Melissa was at the mall again.
Except that he did. Damn it. All right. I'm in trouble. Oh, great. Dallas at Green Bay.
Oh, boy.
How about this Green Bay team? Like halftime of the Lions-Packers game, you thought, oh, well, that's it. They're done. And Minnesota's running away with the division. And now I don't see any way Green Bay blows this division.
So they have 2 good wins all year. Like 2 decisive wins. Week 5 Rams, they won 24-10. We both watched that game and thought that game was a little closer than 24-10.
Right.
And then they beat the Vikes 30-13. Other than that, they've either lost or scraped it out, or it's you've never felt good about a Packers game.
Can't. No.
So you see them laying 9 to your boys. I have them favored by 9. I don't feel good about laying 9.
Well, that was an interesting slip up there, Bill. You said you see them laying 9 like you knew what the line was
that's what
ahead
I
of
had
time.
them.
Well, it is 9. It's exactly 9.
It is that.
Yeah. There's going to be an investigation
that's
here.
cheating.
So
It's
you
the next
see them
Scorpion.
according to Sportsbook. Yeah, it's the next Scorpion. I had 11, but it is 9. Yeah,
But they shouldn't be favored by double digits. They haven't beaten anybody by double digits.
Well,
it's happened twice.
I just the Lambeau mistake. Are they waiting for some team put the smackdown on some team?
Who is the Are We Sure They're Good team this week? Don't say mine.
Yeah,
We know my
I
team's
think
good
your
if
team
Gronk
is
plays.
the. Are we sure they're cheating?
Oh.
Because I don't think you're cheating anymore. Well, Minnesota, you want to say, right?
If those guys are out for any time.
Yeah, that could be bad. No, Minnesota or Green Bay is still not out of our doghouse, I think. But they should still win this. All right, Sunday night, New England at Houston. Now, I'm wrong about this line, but I think eventually...
I think I'm going to be wrong, too. I didn't have a feel for this. I put it in the Vegas zone. Even though, is the Vegas zone dead now with all these missed point afters, all this stuff?
Yeah,
It's
no one
like
can
there's
kick
no
an
rhyme
extra
or
point.
reason. I had the Pats by 5.5.
All right, I said 6.5, and it's 4. So you'll get that one.
4 seems fair.
But no, here it's going to go up because here's what happens. People are going to be Christmas shopping. They're going to be spending money. I know this is the theme of this thing.
Yeah.
It's Sunday night. Who's going to take the Texans at Sunday night? Like, I need to make some money back here. Everyone's going to load up on the Pats, and it's going to go to 6.
Is this a kitchen sink game for the Texans?
I don't think so.
Any
No.
trick play they've been sitting on all
Oh, I
year, they
see.
use it in this game.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Maybe. Yeah.
This is the game where like J.J. Watt's all of a sudden playing tight end. Like they're doing everything. And J.J. Watt,
I could see that.
J.J. Watt's going to be basically an animal in this game. He's going to be a wild animal.
Do you sit Brady for the first half, maybe? See how you do with Houston? Just
I
with
would have
Garoppolo?
sat him. We were down 35. I tweeted this. We were down by 3 touchdowns, and
Take
you
it
got
out there.
crushed on first down. I was like, get this guy out of here. This game's over. He had been hit 25 times. He's
Wasn't
38
over,
years
though.
old.
Wasn't
all
over.
of a sudden, it wasn't over.
Yeah.
I still feel like I don't know.
Well, the Texans
I don't
will
like
be
that
up
guy
for
getting
this,
hit.
but I don't think that's a fair line.
Well, there's a
I think that goes up to
couple
6.
issues.
Yeah.
Hopkins. He's got some size. They do look. If I were the Texans, I would just do jump balls with the Pats D-backs.
Really?
Yeah, just over and over again.
Yeah.
And the Watt thing's going to be an issue. Clowney's coming on a little too, which I don't like.
Yeah, you get it from both sides.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm a tad worried.
It could
Or
be
a revenge
interesting.
game.
Could be interesting. How about that you're never, ever going to lose 3 in a row? How about that? Giants at Miami.
So I couldn't make the Dolphins a favorite in this game as much as I didn't want to have the Giants as a favorite, but the Dolphins stink. So I had the Giants by 1.
That was so well constructed.
Thank you.
It's I had Dolphins by 2, and it's Dolphins by 1. So you beat me for the week, and you're 9-5, taking a commanding lead.
I think the funny thing about this Dolphin season is now the entire Miami fan base is now moved on to the Heat.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins games are just happening in a vacuum. They
That
don't
was
even care.
terrible. I know. I mean,
They
the
don't even care.
Ravens isn't a great draw, but we looked at the beginning of the third quarter. They showed that the stands, and
Yeah.
I mean, you could name the people in the stand. It was ridiculous.
I think they're just so tired of the Dolphins being dolphiny.
And now the Giants. So how many Giant fans? There'll be more Giant fans there?
I
They
think
all-
the
they all live
Giants
in
are the
Miami
lock of the
anyway.
year.
Really?
Yeah. I think if that line's under 3, they're the lock of the year.
Wow.
Giants are a decent team.
That's an early Monday call.
Put him in a wheelchair.
By the way, great old age homes in Miami for Coughlin if he just wants to stay.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
Isn't that where
maybe he could look for condos while he's there.
Old New Yorkers end up there.
Tax-free property.
Get him in.
Tom Coughlin was late to the game. Well, he was looking for condos in Vero Beach.
Oh, man. how red. I mean, you're going to miss his red face in January.
There's no way they should lose to the Dolphins.
Probably not. This
My prediction is they'll be up by 14 points at some point in this game, and then all hell might break loose.
Yeah.
This also could be the game where Sue's like, I'm out of here. I'm just going to get suspended for these last
right.
two.
Yeah, we haven't. He's been kind of quiet with that.
He kicks, makes some sort of Jason Pierre-Paul joke.
I think he steps on JPP's hand and costs him another digit. I could see that.
That would be controversial.
Yeah.
JPP gave an interview about the fireworks thing, but then decided he didn't want to talk about it halfway through it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had this interview, and it was like there was a lot of blood. I passed out. The last thing I remember is telling them don't cut my hand off, but it was fine. It's all good. It's like it just sounds pretty traumatic.
You have a very nice 4th of July party every year that I attend, and I think you should invite JPP this year.
Not going to get the invite.
Why?
No.
No?
Not inviting him.
They're not a threat to you. Oh, he's fun. Who's more fun than JPP? Have him to the house.
That's terrible. I think the Giants are fine.
All right. 5-7.
Oh, I have one thing to bring up to you. I'm hesitant to bring this up. Mm-hmm. You know how little kids gravitate toward like Steph Curry? Little kids love Steph Curry. My son likes Odell Beckham.
Oh, that's not good.
The one-handed catches. Somebody at school was showing on some. They got on the YouTube and they were showing catches, and he got excited. And then he was watching football with me yesterday, and Odell made a one-handed catch.
Could have easily been two hands, but yeah.
So then we were sitting in here, and he's like, I want to catch one. So I'm throwing him catches, trying to catch one. And I'm like, oh no,
I've gone through the same thing. Yeah, it's bad. But you know what? Other players now make one-handed catches. And that's what you have to do. You have to stay like, oh, look, this guy did it too. DeAndre Hopkins did it. And, Michael Crabtree grabbed one with one hand. You have to find that and shove that down his throat.
Well, you know what I did? I ended up, I fixed it.
What'd you do?
You know, my son loves Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. I told him Odell Beckham killed Michael Jackson.
That's good.
So now he's kind of out on him.
He killed him. He took the white glove off, and that's how he's making all these catches.
I said, Ben, you know what Odell did. It's like, what?
That's good.
He murdered Michael Jackson.
Excellent.
So now I think I'm okay, but we'll see.
And he probably
might have to create a fake web page that lays out what Odell Beckham did to Michael Jackson. Yeah, it might be my only chance. I can't have my son root for one of the Giants.
I think that's good. I keep it going.
It's whatever it takes.
OBJ beat the shit out of Santa Claus outside of a strip club.
That's what. Maybe they'll do that one too.
Yeah.
Hates golden retrievers. I did all this stuff with my daughter with the Lakers, and it worked.
It worked?
Kobe Bryant hates golden retrievers.
Diabolical.
Whole bunch of stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I won the week.
That's it. You won. Jimmy Kimmel Live. Watch tonight. We have the cast of The Hateful Eight. Quentin Tarantino, Samuel L. Jackson, Kurt Russell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Rick Ross is performing later in the week. Albert Brooks, Wanda Sykes, and Callista Flockhart. I'm on Twitter at Cousin Sal and SportsCenter. 1 and 2 last week, but 6 of 7 now with my best bets in the last 7 weeks.
Saints this week.
10 and 3 on the year. I took the Saints. I took the Bills against the Patriots. I covered both against undefeated teams. I can't lose, but I'm not betting. I'm not betting my own advice here. It's terrible.
You should take the Giants and their pinochle playing geezer coach Tom Coughlin as he
really
looks
like
for condos in Florida. Yeah, I do. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
He is over 70. I think it's all fair. Joke.
No. I think you really like the Giants.
Oh, I like the Giants.
I haven't heard you this confident about a team on a Monday.
I think the Dolphins are terrible. I think it's just flat out, they suck.
Yeah,
that's a bottom 6 team.
And there's never a home field advantage. Yeah.
And none of their fans would defend them either.
I'm with you.
Thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. They just launched their DD Perks loyalty program. It's how Dunkin' Donuts shows its appreciation to its loyal fans, because that's how they roll. Members earn points toward free beverage rewards. They get exclusive offers and great perks. They even get a free beverage on their birthday. Sign up at ddperks.com or by downloading the Dunkin' mobile app. Get a free beverage when you enroll. Use promo code BS when signing up. Participation may vary. Thanks to Personal Capital, the best free financing tracking app available. According to Macworld, Sal is going to look into bringing them aboard after your terrible weekend.
Absolutely.
Just go to personalcapital.com/BS to link your accounts, and in seconds, you'll have your own personal financial dashboard. You also get 3 months of free advisory services if you enroll right now. Check it out at personalcapital.com/BS. Thanks to SeatGeek, our presenting sponsor, that just launched a new platform to buy and sell event tickets. Learn more at SeatGeek.com/BS. Don't forget to check out the Channel 33 podcast. We got more coming up this week. We have not had a female guest. I think I've done 35 episodes.
What's your deal with chick? You have against girls?
No, it's just mostly it's just been people I'm either friends with or been to college with.
All right, I got it.
So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna have a female guest.
Sarah Thomas, the referee that was
That's it.
treated in a condescending manner by your...
It's the lady in Boca Raton who's going to do real estate for Tom Coughlin. She's coming on. It's going to be great. Anyway, BS podcast coming back to you.
Wait, are you having a female guest or no?
I really am this week. We have
you're
a female
not announcing
guest.
it?
No, I'm not saying who it is. I'm just saying we have a female guest.
I thought it was just you're keeping score. We haven't had a female guest, so...
No, we have a female guest. It's happening.
All right.
It's happening. All right. Cuz.
I'm going to say Lena Dunham.
Last thing. Did you hear Mike Francesa talk about the Rocky movies?
No, but I heard he was back with Dog for a day.
That happened too, but there is somebody on YouTube has an 11-minute cut.
I have to watch it.
Of Francesa just repeatedly talking about the Rocky movies with callers. And at one point, this New York caller comes in. He's like, in Creed, he's got his bastard son came in. He called him a bastard son. And Mike's just talking and laughing. Mike hates Rocky 4.
He does?
And thought the Rocky 3 Thunder Lip scene was ridiculous.
Oh, come on. That was
Loved
the greatest.
Rocky 1. I like 2. 2's a good sequel. It's no Godfather 2, but it's good. It's just a lot of that stuff. Rocky 4 was ridiculous.
He would have been a great Burt Young if there was no Burt Young, right? He should have played the part of the crotchety old brother-in-law.
He would have been good.
Yeah.
You know, in Creed, did you see Creed?
Yeah. We talked about it.
We talked about it. Paulie's grave is shown at one point.
Yeah, right next to the...
Paulie Barrero?
Right, yeah. He died like 3 years ago.
Did Paulie have a last name in Rocky 1 or Rocky 2?
No, I don't think so. He had
So we had Mickey Goldmill and we had Paulie Barrero, whatever his name was.
You have to name them when they put it on the tombstone. Otherwise, before that, it's not necessary.
Rocky 1, we should talk... Next time we'll talk about it, but it's...
You don't like it?
It's a little date rapey there. It hasn't aged well.
Date rapey?
He basically pins her against the corner as he's trying to seduce her.
I'll have to watch that again. Really?
She's not totally into it right away.
This is in the pet store or no?
No, it's at like his apartment.
Right.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And then Burt Young like takes her turkey and just throws.
That was bad. Yeah.
That was bad. It really made me feel bad for Adrian because I've been so mean to her in my columns and podcasts and stuff.
You're mean to Adrian. It's not
she's
a real
terrible.
person.
She's a quitter.
She's a quitter?
She's a quitter.
She told Rocky not to quit.
She told him in Rocky. No, she did in Rocky 3, but then in Rocky 4, she tells him you can't win. Like literally says you can't win.
Yeah.
You can't beat Drago.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Russia without her. She doesn't go. And then she shows up with like
She made it there.
Yeah, like a half hour at the end of the movie. Once he's in shape, she's like, oh, maybe I should go. It's like, no, stay home.
Right. One thing that would not happen, and the son would not be watching the fight that his father could get killed in. He wouldn't be watching on TV.
Do you think he could age 8 years after the fight like he did between 4 and 5?
Yeah, that was something else. That was good.
Do you think Apollo should have been in a coma or actually dead?
I like dead. I like that from. I like the heart.
What about a coma? He's in a wheelchair watching it with Rocky's son at the end.
Yeah, they did the coma thing though with Adrian, right?
Yeah, and literally it was a coma. Like the audience went in a coma. Right, it was so long.
Yeah, that was
God, that movie needed an editor.
What are we waiting for? That's what he meant.
It was 20 minutes of build up to what are we waiting for? But the 20 minutes is excruciating. It's like
it's a long time.
And Sly was writing, directing, and starring in it, so everybody was afraid to say to him like, "Hey, Sly, we don't need another church scene."
Right. Did you read the interview with Carl Weathers, who said that
he's salty?
He didn't get he got the job because he read with Stallone, who was introduced as just the writer on it, and he's like, "Well, I'll do better if I could read with a real actor," and like Stallone liked
said that.
Yeah, and also Carl Weathers was surprisingly young when he took that role.
He was like 30, right?
I think he was like 28. Isn't that weird?
That's weird. He's salty about getting killed off.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, I think he felt like Rocky 5, he could help maybe.
Mm-hmm. Maybe and Adam Sandler did the same thing to him.
Yeah. All right, cuz. Good job by you.
Good job by you, Belly.
We about this bitch. Anytime y'all want to see me again, Rewind this track right here. Close your eyes. And picture me rolling.